All right, guys, so we got to talk about New York Mayor Eric Adams, who, in my opinion, is currently undergoing a public humiliation ritual at the hands of the Democrat Party, mainly Joe Biden, because like the Bidens say, you don't F with the Bidens, okay? The Bidens are like the mob, okay? And the Bidens have used mob-like behavior and tactics against Eric Adams ever since he got a little bit too loud. He flew a little bit too close to the sun when it comes to complaining about the illegal immigration crisis in New York City. Now, if you guys weren't aware, I'm pretty sure most of you guys are aware of this, but if you've been living under a rock, Eric Adams, top campaign fundraiser, one of his campaign employees got her house raided by the feds in relation to an investigation about potential influence peddling that happened with the Eric Adams campaign for mayor. And this happened to happen as Eric Adams was in Washington, D.C., begging Biden for more money to help out with New York's illegal immigration crisis, while at the same time criticizing the Biden administration and the federal government for not closing the border, right? The lack of action, okay? This is a problem that the Biden administration doesn't want to talk about, but Eric Adams is being very loud about. Now, this may all be a coincidence, okay? This could very well be that Eric Adams is just a corrupt politician, which he probably is, in the federal government that's definitely not weaponized, okay? They don't weaponize the government against their political enemies. It's completely 100% neutral according to the left. They're just going after Eric Adams at a time where he's kicking and screaming and crying the most about the illegal immigration crisis, okay? So subsequently, after Eric Adams' campaign employee was raided, Eric Adams himself got raided by the feds as he was at some event, and they just walked up to him and basically asked him to give up all his electronic devices, okay? So the feds have raided Eric Adams as well too. And apparently he needs to be prepared for a potential indictment from the feds, because it looks like that situation, that case specifically, is going to get worse for Eric Adams.
I think that they have people around Adams doing things that maybe they shouldn't have done. But I don't know why everybody's saying he's about to be indicted. What am I missing?
Well, what you're missing is that a federal judge issued a search warrant, and that means that judge determined that there is good reason to believe that a federal crime occurred, and that evidence of that crime is on his phone. And I don't think you need to be a lawyer to know that that's a huge problem for the mayor. And I would tell him, if I was his lawyer, that he should be prepared for a potential indictment. I would assume my starting point would be that he's going to be indicted by the feds.
Now, Eric Adams has still been vocal about the illegal immigration crisis. Apparently, he didn't get the message. And he's still been begging for funds. Now, he hasn't been as critical. He hasn't been as overt about it. But he's still been saying, look, we need help. New York City needs help. We need funding. And just recently, he announced budget cuts. He's saying, well, because of the illegal immigration crisis and because the federal government is not going to help us, we need to issue budget cuts. And it just so happens that after New York City Mayor Eric Adams said we need budget cuts because we're not getting federal money to help out with illegal immigrants, now he's been slapped with MeToo allegations from 30 years ago, right? So I'm just saying, who knows, okay? Completely 100% could be just a coincidence, right? But this is what's happening to Eric Adams in what I believe to be a public humiliation ritual and an effort by the Democrat establishment to take down one of their own allies because he stepped out of line. So let's actually read about this, because this guy, Eric Adams, it seems like his political career could be coming to an end, right, at the hands of the feds. But who knows, right? I don't know, right? I'm just saying all of this happens to be just a weird coincidence, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get into this, and we're going to talk about it. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has been named as a defendant in a civil lawsuit, documents filed with the Supreme Court of the state of New York reveal. The suit, bought by a woman who says she worked with the Democrats as employees of the city 3 decades ago, alleges serious charges, including sexual assault, battery, and employment discrimination based on gender, in addition to claims of retaliation and the creation of a hostile work environment. The filing did not go into details about Lorna Beach Mathur's claims. The notice, filed electronically Wednesday, has not yet been processed by the clerk and seeks no less than $5 million, as well as attorney fees and interest at a jury trial. The complaint references violations of multiple legal frameworks, including the New York State Human Rights Law, the New York City Human Rights Law, and the Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act. In response to the allegations, a spokesperson for City Hall told NBC New York that the mayor doesn't know who the plaintiff is. Okay, so I want to go ahead and play a news clip so that we can shine some light on this situation and Eric Adams' response to this situation. However, before we get into the video, speaking of shining lights, we have to have a word from the sponsor of this video, Lightbug by Pepper's Peak. A nationwide blackout could strike sooner than anyone realizes, given the nature of the increasing frequency of extreme weather events, natural disasters, a growing risk of war, cyber attacks, terror attacks, and more. Learning how to survive off the power grid has become as vital as it's ever been before. This is why myself and tens of thousands of others choose Lightbug. The Lightbug is an ultra bright, portable floodlight designed for life-threatening emergencies. Its compact size allows you to take it anywhere. Its solar panel charging ensures that it works in almost any environment, and its power bank allows you to keep all your devices charged even in the worst conditions. The Lightbug is highly effective for emergencies, car repairs, fishing trips, camping, night markets, and more. Countless 5-star reviews back up the notion that Lightbug is absolutely critical for surviving an extended power outage or blackout. Simply place your order now to get 25% off, along with many other free bonuses like access to Prepper Speak exclusive newsletter, free express shipping, and last but not least, a 100% lifetime replacement guarantee. Act now before they sell out by going to lightbug.com and using the promo code Black Friday. That's lightbug.com and use promo code Black Friday for 25% off.
And it deals with New York Mayor Adams, who is now facing a lawsuit claiming that he sexually assaulted a woman back in 1993. The woman says she was a city employee when she was sexually assaulted by Mr. Adams, who was a police captain for the NYPD at the time. Just a short time ago, Mayor Adams responded to those allegations. And Eyewitness News reporter Tom Negevin has been following these breaking details this morning. He joins us now from the Lower East Side. So, Tom, what do we know?
Well, we know the mayor says he had nothing to do with this. It doesn't know this woman, and through a spokesman says this just simply never happened. In fact, he made those denials in person to our Crystal Cranmore earlier today. That in a moment. First, the mayor's next stop on his Thanksgiving Day tour of the city here at the Bowery Mission on the Lower East Side. He'll appear around 1 o'clock this afternoon, help to hand out some Thanksgiving meals. But of course, following him today, some controversy he is absolutely not thankful for at all. It goes back 3 decades to 1993 when he was an NYPD captain, and it is alleged that he sexually assaulted a woman who we are not naming. The suit claiming she too was a city employee at that time. The suit seeking $5 million in damages. Again, a spokesperson for the mayor immediately responding this morning saying he has no knowledge of this woman or these allegations. The mayor offering this denial in person to Eyewitness News just a short time ago.
Absolutely not true. You know, I would never do anything to harm anyone, and it's just really, my career speaks for itself, and just really, it's just something absolutely that has never happened. And I only recall ever meeting a person who made this allegation.
The lawsuit against the mayor, one of about 2,500 made under the New York State Adult Survivors Act, which expires at midnight tonight. It removes the statute of limitations for lawsuits filed by alleged victims of sexual assault. Among the other prominent names facing lawsuits in the waning hours of the act, Cuba Gooding Jr., Jamie Foxx, Bill Cosby, and rocker Axl Rose. Again, the mayor appearing here at the Bowery Mission around 1 o'clock this afternoon, continuing to deny the allegations in the lawsuit filed late last.
Yeah, so you see now, you heard that, okay? Eric Adams denies knowing anything about this woman, haven't ever met this woman, okay? And this is a MeToo allegation from more than 30 years ago, or I mean, really exactly 30 years ago, okay? But is it a coincidence, right? Is this all a coincidence, guys? Okay, y'all tell me. I don't know. Is it a coincidence that as Eric Adams is begging the Biden administration for money, okay, to help out with the illegal immigration crisis, while also criticizing Biden, he gets hit with an investigation from the feds. He's been raided multiple times, right? And now he's getting slapped with MeToo allegations after basically announcing that, hey, we're going to have to cut the budget because the feds won't help us with the illegal immigration crisis. I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying, I don't know. Now, again, Eric Adams, he has not been as vocal about it, right? He has not been as direct in regards to his criticism of Biden as he was before the raid, but he's still been saying that, well, we're going to need federal help, right? We need federal help. Just saying, right? Just saying. This is typically how it goes, okay, when politicians get their card pulled, right? When you get your card pulled, okay, they throw everything at you at once. It just all comes at once. Bing, 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 right? Because nobody else with the Bidens, right? The Bidens are the mob. Biden does not like the fact that Eric Adams, in my opinion, this is my theory here, okay? I could be wrong, okay? But under my Democrat weaponization of the government theory, I personally believe that Eric Adams continuing to speak up about the migrant crisis and announcing these budget cuts now is a very, very, very bad look for the Biden administration, because he's basically trying to force Biden to give him money for the illegal immigration crisis, which is not good for the Democrats at a federal level, okay? And the reason why is because if Biden decides to give money to New York, okay, millions, if not billions of dollars, because they claim that they have a $1 billion budget gap, right? Billions of dollars in budget gap because of illegals. Then he has to start giving money to all of these cities that are experiencing the problem, including Chicago, DC, all these places. Then, if he gives this money to the liberal cities, then he has to consider giving money to Texas and Arizona and all these other places, red states that are dealing with the problem, okay? If he does that, then he's acknowledging that it's actually a problem. He's acknowledging that the problem exists, and that's something that the Democrats don't want to do, okay? They actively went out of their way to say that, no, we don't believe that there's a problem with the border. We think that the border is secure, right? What are you talking about? There are no illegals coming into this country. The border is secure, okay? This is what they've been saying. What Eric Adams is saying and what he's doing is in direct opposition to the Democrat agenda, okay? Because allegedly, Biden wants to wait until after 2024 to actually send funding to these cities to help, right? They want Eric Adams to hang on a little bit while longer, okay, into after the election to get help. However, he can't keep hanging on because they need help now, right? They need help now. The border needs to be closed now. Now, I don't know about sending them money. If they're going to send them money, they need to pay to deport them. But yeah, we know the Democrats not going to do that, right? But regardless, I'm just saying, Eric Adams begging for money is not a good look, okay, for Democrats. It's putting Biden between a rock and a hard place. And they really need him to shut up, right? They need him to take the Brandon Johnson route and just deal with it, right? Just deal with it until after the election. Because forcing Biden to acknowledge and deal with the problem now is only going to make it look bad for Democrats in regards to this issue. And Eric Adams, because he won't shut up, apparently they're going to make him shut up, right? Now they're going to use force. Because again, you don't F with the Bidens, according to Joe and Hunter Biden, right? You don't F with them. Okay, again, they move like the mob, right? So I think this is why Eric Adams is facing all these troubles, not because he didn't do it, okay? I have no idea if he's actually guilty of these Me Too allegations. Me personally, I think that Me Too allegations from 30 years ago should be past the statute of limitations, right? It should just be like, nah, you can't do that, okay? You had plenty of time to complain about this. I'm not even sure how you can prove that it actually happened, okay? Maybe they have hard evidence, maybe they don't. But, you know, there's no doubt in my mind that this guy is corrupt. So I think he's getting his card pulled. I think that they're now kind of bringing all this stuff out to the light and into the public because they're done with him, right? And this is how Democrats move, okay? For as much as Democrats don't like Republicans, what they dislike even more than Republicans is disloyal Democrats. Democrats that fall out of line when it comes to the agenda always get their card pulled, right? They get their card pulled, okay? They're out. They're done, okay? I guarantee you, Dean Phillips will probably end up getting his card pulled at some point, right? The dude that's running against Biden, okay, that's openly criticizing Biden for being too old in the Democrat primary, he'll probably get his card pulled at some point, right? He's going to have some Me Too allegation, some corruption allegation, something's going to come up, right? I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't think it's a coincidence. It looks like Eric Adams and his political career is in danger, okay? He's going the way of Andrew Cuomo at this point. They're running this guy up on out of here because he's talking too much, right? That's just my opinion. But then again, he could be guilty of all this stuff. It could all be a coincidence. I could just be a tinfoil hat wearing guy. I'm not entirely sure. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.